All right, I'm gonna get you guys framed up here. A little bit like that, maybe. Trying to actually set this up nicely since we've got a second to do so. All right, you can see the holes. Great. Let me put this on the TV so I can read the chat. So I got the parts. Parts are here. I got the parts. So that's cool. Parts are here. All right. All right, I gotta figure out how to put this on the TV. Hang on one second. I'm almost done. I just want to be able to look over and read the chat so I can talk to you guys. It's been so long, so there we go. I actually had a really nice experience at O'Reilly's. They have a new manager, and things are much better over there. So that's pretty nice. Hold on, I'm trying to pin this in the chat. All right. Watch as guest. All right, everybody, thanks for jumping in. All right, I got it. There we go. Oh, gotta watch an ad first. You gotta be kidding me. A 20-second ad. No skipping. Guess I need to sign in. Ad. No skipping. Guess I need. Come on, man. All right. Working? All right, turn that. There we go. And we are good. I've got the chat on the 50-inch TV, so now I can read, or 60. I think it's a 60. Whatever it is. Anyway, so we're going to do this the wrong way. There's going to be so many people right now, and they're going to be like, those aren't the right spark plugs. That's not the right way to do this. Well, guess what? There's a freaking engine on a freaking lawnmower trailer in my shop right now. Do you think I care about the right way to do this? No. Well, I do, but I don't. So unfortunately, I was not able to get the GM plugs. So I was only able to get these pieces of junk. And a lot of you guys know that these kind of are known to be pieces of junk. But here's the deal. I do spark plugs every like 40 to 50,000 miles. They will last that long. They'll be just fine. In fact, I've run those on many of vehicles before. That's just not quote unquote ideal. But it's a spark, cheap spark plug better than no spark plug. The reason that everybody always wants to run the AC Delco, which is the GM in these, is it's just sometimes you can end up with some misfires, whatever. It's just kind of a little bit more of the right way to do things, and I'm fully in favor of that. But again, I have a lawnmower trailer with a Chevrolet motor on it in my shop, and you'll notice there's no Chevrolet here right now. So I kind of threw a little bit of that out the window when we started this. And you're going to be like, oh my God, you're not putting any anti-seize on the threads. They were out of that too. They didn't have any bulb grease. They had nothing. So we're going to stick them in the hole dry, no lube, and it's going to be just fine because we're going to pull them out in 40, 50,000 anyway. Is it the right way to do it? Absolutely not. No, it is not. I don't recommend this. But what I will tell you people, nobody's going to die, okay? It's not going to start on fire, all right? We change plugs so often, these are not going to get a chance to corrode. It's going to be fine. And if it's not fine, I will tell you that I messed up. But I've done this many times, usually not on my vehicle, but look how nice they thread in there. Dude, they didn't have anything up there. This was literally the only. They only had 7 of them, so I had to go up to Advance Auto and get the 8th. And you could be like, well, why didn't you just buy all of them from Advance Auto? Because it's too expensive. They wanted like $17 a spark plug. I don't have a commercial account at Advance Auto. I do at O'Reilly's. I'm not going to spend $200 on spark plugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why spark plugs have gotten so expensive because it used to be like with my 5.4s in my Fords and stuff. I thought I was paying like $4.99 a plug, and that was for Motorcraft. Like I don't know when these got so expensive. Shit, even the plugs for this used to be cheap. And no, we're not doing wires because my other engine has almost brand new spark plug wires. So when we started having that misfire, I just fired the parts cannon at it because I didn't do a compression test. I just thought, must need plugs and wires, right? Wrong. Motor was shot. But I put new plugs and wires in it. So those plugs and wires have like 500 miles on them. I could pull the plugs, but we're not reusing plugs. That's just stupid, especially out of an engine that had a bad misfire. So what we'll do is we'll just, before Kerry puts this in, we'll just have him swap the wires. But I'm going to put the wires on, or we can swap the wires after the fact. It doesn't matter because the wires are brand new. This is going in my Tahoe, my 4-wheel drive Tahoe, not my 2-wheel drive Tahoe. This is out of a 2017 Silverado. So those of you that don't know, hopefully it's in focus. They don't use a coil. Well, I mean, there is an ignition coil. It's up here. Oh, you can't see it. It's out of zoom. But the coil is connected with a wire, whereas a lot of your modern vehicles are. Oh, hey, okay, we totally have people. We have totally tickled the algorithm because we have people that absolutely know what we're doing here. That's awesome. But they use a spark plug wire to carry the spark from the ignition coil to the plug, whereas a lot of these vehicles, a lot of Fords, newer vehicles, smaller motors, the coil is part of this part that goes onto the plug. So you have to buy spark plug wires when you do this, otherwise you can end up with misfires. These get corroded and cracked. These ones all look fine. But like I said, I have brand new ones on that other engine. So it doesn't really make any sense for me to go spend, another $90. But you got to make sure these push on, because they push on kind of hard. But I don't want to leave this exposed, so we're just going to put it all back together the way it's supposed to be. Listen for the click. I didn't tighten those down. God dang it. You guys are supposed to tell me when I screw something up. I totally forgot to put a... God damn it. Somebody's not doing their job. Somebody should have been all over that. Like, oh, you idiot, you didn't tighten them down with a wrench. You just hand threaded them in. Yeah, you are absolutely correct. Did nobody seriously catch that? Somebody probably did. They just probably didn't get to it yet. I don't have the damn tool to get these out either, and they are freaking... I had the tool. They make like a little special pliers to pull these out. Because I don't want to pull on the wire and yank the wire out of the damn socket, or whatever you want to call it here. The boot. All right, so let me get my torque wrench. Okay, so I've got my torque wrench right here. I've set it to like 45 foot-pounds or whatever. You really don't want to over-tighten these because there's almost like a... I'll show you. I don't know how zoomed in we are. or if I'm even in frame. But it's kind of beveled. This is meant to really seat down in there and kind of seal. You don't need to force this. You just need them tight, but not too tight because you don't want to bust them off in there. Really, if you've got a 3/8 ratchet like this, you really are going to have a hard time over tightening them. If this were like a customer's vehicle or something, sure, I'd probably torque them. But I know about how tight they need to be. These are really easy motors to work on. However, in particular, I wanted to do the plugs before we did anything because this number 8 spark plug, which is this one here, is a miserable pain in the ass to get when it's in the engine because there's something, I forget what it is, but there's something that sits back here in the way and it's so damn close to this exhaust manifold flange. It is just, it's really a pisser. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 18 foot-pounds? Okay, hang on a second. You're right. I did screw that up. Hold on. Well, you're right. Hold on. Click. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. You're right. See, I'm glad somebody's paying attention. The whole thing could have started on fire. Beth, I actually made up my own swear words that swear so much, but no, I totally get it. Hold on. I need to take my glove off. Let's unzoom you. Sorry, not the best camera angle right here because we are trailer's not exactly where I want it. But yeah, it is an easy engine to modify. It's an easy engine to work on. Like these are really good for people that want to work on their own stuff. I'm definitely a big fan of these 5.3s, 4.8s, 6.2s. Not a whole lot that can go wrong with them. I mean, push rod engine. The heads come off easy. Those of you that aren't familiar, the plastic intake up here. Yeah, I mean, it can be a pain in the ass and it likes to crack, but I mean, you can replace this plastic intake pretty cheap, but you pull that plastic intake off and then your heads are right here. I mean, there's nothing to pulling them out. Hell, you can do it in the vehicle pretty damn easy. Pull the front cover off, pull that intake thing off. There's a plate underneath there. Pull the plate off. Valve covers come off in your exhaust manifold, and I mean, you pretty much have the thing taken apart at that point. Pretty straightforward. This is a really consumer friendly. I feel like it's a very consumer friendly engine. You know, you can save a lot of money working on these. And it's also cheaper to get them worked on because the labor rates are a little bit less, you know, because it's not as labor intensive. Not a lot of crap you got to take apart. Yeah, the thing that I don't like about these is, at least in their stock configuration, obviously it depends on what you've done with them, but in their stock configuration, you have to rev them really high to get power out of them, at least in my opinion. I think it's just because, you know, I'm primarily a Ford person and almost every modern vehicle that I've driven in the recent time has been turbocharged, and I'm just used to having more torque at lower RPM, I guess. So it's kind of like I hate putting, I hate having to get the thing to freaking 4,000 RPMs to get power, but I mean, that's how they work. It's definitely not a flaw, it's just a preference, but they are very nice, relatively simple engines. Unfortunately, with the AFM, adaptive fuel management, which is what turns the cylinders on and off. Because obviously, this is a V8. There's 8 cylinders here. For some reason, some General Motors engineer, probably to comply with EPA, thought, hey, you know what we should do? Nobody wants to drive around a V8. I mean, why would you buy an 8-cylinder engine and want to use all 8 cylinders, right? Why would anybody want to do that? So they said, you know what we're going to do? When you're not under load, we're going to turn off 4 of the 8 cylinders. That'll make everybody happy. Not. They say it gives you better gas mileage. I don't think it does. I sure as hell don't think it does. Puts a lot of wear and tear on the engine, especially the lifters, because that's how they turn on and off the cylinders, by pumping oil into or not pumping oil into the lifters, which sit down there on the cam lobes down in the middle of the engine, and then they're the things that push up on the push rods that open your valves up here in the top. And basically, by not pumping oil into them, they collapse, and then they don't push the push rod, right? Well, you can imagine that small parts like that are moving thousands of times per second, that might be a little fragile. And yeah, it has. There's been lots and lots of people that hate these engines after 2009. It's 2009, right? Or was it 2008? I think 2008 was for, I don't know, 2008, 2009, whatever. After that, they've all got this AFM garbage in it, which really sucks because it really overcomplicates the engine and makes it more expensive to fix for the consumer. As we found out with why I'm doing this is because of an AFM failure. But one thing that I would mention is you can do 2 different things with AFM. You can delete it, like fully delete it, which would be to pull. Am I not on the spark plug? Which would be to fully pull the heads off, pull the top of the motor apart, remove the cam. Typically, you would just put an upgraded camshaft in it, but you would basically remove the lifters, and put in the non-AFM lifters. And then there's like some oil pressure, like block off plates, I think, that go in there too, because it's oil pressure related. And then I think you get a different engine valley cover, I think, or maybe just block off plates. I don't know. Basically, you shut off those parts of the engine that turn them on and off, and then you have to go in and you put a tune on it to basically tell the engine to not try to activate 4-cylinder mode. There's another way to do it, which is not the right way to do it, but it is better than nothing, which is just electronically turning it off in the tune in the computer. And if you turn off or disable the AFM activation stuff, the engine computer will not command the engine, the solenoids in there. It will not command them. Those 2 don't have wires. I got to put them on. It will not command it to go into 4-cylinder mode. So you're not going to be exercising those lifters and putting wear and tear on them. That way, typically, it really is only effective if you do it right away before you have problems. But even that way is better than no way. That way is obviously much cheaper. But I will tell you that most of these motors, as long as you change the oil, and this is coming from a guy who is a really good Chevy technician that I know, and I agree with him. Most of the time, as long as you are changing the oil and using good oil and not letting this thing sludge up, you probably won't have an issue, but there's still a good chance you're going to have an issue. Something to kind of be mindful of with that too. If you do turn it off in the ECU, you've got better chances of not having problems. You know, you can't guarantee it, but you've got a better chance of not having the problem. So it's just, it is what it is, you know. I like the older ones better for sure. Whoa. Watch out. I'm going to try to strap this a little better. Let me balance out the trailer since we're kind of off center here. Put the jack down so it doesn't want to tip back on the front. There we go. Because they don't actually have this attached to the pallet, which is not making me very comfortable here, because I'm afraid it's going to tip off if I have to take a turn. Try to get this pig centered. Because we got to take this over to Carrie this afternoon, or whenever he wants it, so we can put it in. I'm just kind of looking this thing all over. It looks good. I mean, exactly what I would expect, so. I'm just going to run a strap through the pallet, get the pallet secured, and then we will figure something out with the motor. They should have metal banded it or something. I don't know why they didn't. Don't have to go far, but I also can't afford to tip this motor over with this freaking lawnmower trailer. Okay. Straps are kind of binding up a bit here. Need some WD-40 on them. Come on. Okay. So now we're going to go through the back of this pallet and pull it backwards. Let's make sure I'm not going to. Just really, I mean, definitely a homemade pallet here, that's for sure, but god dang. Go under it, I guess. That'll be fine. We'll just go right there. And that's not staying hooked. There's no tie down here, which is really surprising. But we're going to go into that. That'll work. I gotta get this. So much like grime and grit in this freaking ratchet strap. Doesn't want to release all the way here. There we go. Come on, man. Everything today is just a pain. Come on. I think it's jammed. Something. Oh my god. Really? Everything's just a freaking pain in the ass today. There we go. Kind of hokey how we have to do this, but I don't have a lot of choice here. I gotta kind of run it underneath. That's mostly tight. We'll just tighten up the front one. Pull against it. All right. Oh, it's because of the strap. Shit. Well, so I have to run the strap through the gate. No way around it. There's no tie down. Might just have to ratchet strap it. I don't know. Sure, somebody's telling me how to do it better, but can only do what you got to work with sometimes. All right, I got one side in. That's plenty. I don't need to get the other side. I mean, it's gonna hold it. So, all right, that's fine. I'm actually fairly comfortable with this. Want the motor actually attached to the pallet. Plastic intake manifold, so we can't go over the top. Probably don't really have an issue going across the front because we've got alternator bracket, and then we can go over the water pump bracket. We can miss the thermostat housing and the vacuum pump. Come on. God damn, just nothing's easy today. I swear. Probably could go to the exhaust manifolds, but I don't know. I'm already here, so. Make sure we're not pulling against anything that's going to break. We're not pulling against anything. All right, I don't want to go any tighter than that and then risk messing it up, so. I think I'm okay with this, guys. We're good. Unfortunately, we are off balance, and I probably need to pull this over the axle, but this is not over the axle by any means. Like, again, it's one of those things, that's just as far in as they can reach with the forklift, so that's how we ended up there. So cool, that's that. Now what? I guess I need to see if Carrie wants this yet. He might not want it yet. Let me see. He did use his forks against the wood pallet, but we have this gate, and this gate does not allow the forklift to drive up to it when it's down. So he did his best. So I don't know, man. I guess we'll just start picking up this freaking mess. I can't stand things being a mess. So, and I made this one, so. See, leave anything over here? No. That's good. Yeah, I was a little disappointed in the forklift skills of our operator in general, because when he put the damn thing on the, when he put the pallet on the trailer, he tipped the motor off halfway and nearly sent it flying, and then it's been a pain in the ass to try to get it kind of back up where we want it. Anyway, so that thing's heavy. That thing's like 600 pounds. It's a heavy engine. Well, I'm kind of at a loss here, guys. I don't know. Is it aluminum? I didn't even look at it. It looks like it's aluminum. I think it is. I don't know. Better be the right one. It should be. That's the nice thing about these GM motors, is they're all pretty much the same. Minimal differences. So that's definitely a welcomed thing. It makes these swaps relatively straightforward because a lot of vehicles, even if you're going the same engine, you have to stay within the same model year and things like that, or you can end up with problems, not necessarily problems that you can't overcome, but just fitment issues. Things not plugging in, wiring harnesses not matching, stuff not lining up. But with these, they're all pretty much the same. It depends on kind of what generation. Like this generation, the 2000 and is it 14? I think it's 14. 2014 to 2020. They have the high pressure fuel pump up there, different ignition system. The actual engine block, like the base engine block, I believe is the same. It's just everything that goes on it. That's also, the AFM garbage, but you can run into some little issues too because there's a vacuum pump on it. After 2014, there's vacuum pumps, so like that front accessory cover is totally different. Like, I don't doubt that you could put an older, I don't doubt that we could go get a 2005, 5.3 liter and make it work in my Tahoe. I don't doubt it. I don't know what you would do with the wiring and ECM and all that. You'd probably have to swap an ECM, but then I'm not entirely sure what it would take to do that, but I will tell you that I do know it will take a lot more fussing around than it's probably worth for what we're doing. These are all very, very modular, very simple motors. Not a whole lot to go wrong on them. So those of you that don't know, alternator goes here. AC compressor goes down there to the left. That's why there's that double pulley on the balancer there. One of them's for the AC. Already checked our tensioner. It looks good. It feels good. Shouldn't squeal on us. Water pump's good. A little bit of water in there still, or coolant. Everything looks good. I don't see no big leaks. I don't see any leaks. I see some seeps, but I think that's from them pulling it apart. So air intake goes there. They didn't hack up the wiring harness. A lot of times when they pull these, they just chop the wiring harness. So Carrie, if you're watching, we don't need to worry about swapping it, I don't think, because that was all hacked up. But I'm pretty sure this is the same harness. I mean, if the connectors are different, then we would have to swap harnesses, but I don't think so. This looks about all the same. No evidence of exhaust leaks on the manifolds either, so shouldn't have to redo those. Just need to put new gaskets down here on the pipes, but yeah, it looks like it's in really good shape. Which it should. It's relatively low miles. Don't tell us much. Oh yeah, we got to get some engine oil because this is expensive engine oil, and I have it in stock. Well, I gotta put you guys back up in your normal configuration here. I have engine oil for this, so let's go grab it. How many? God, it's been so long since it's been over a year since I've changed the oil on it. I just got your text, Carrie. Yeah, I'll bring it over. Dean, it was $2,500, which is ridiculous, but that's the going rate for these things around here. A lot of them, I was seeing some that were in worse shape that were like $3,000 with like 150,000 miles on them, which was ridiculous. I don't remember the oil capacity on this, guys. I haven't changed oil in one of these for 2 years. Hey, Clanker, I got a question.
What's up?
2017 Chevrolet 5.3 liter engine oil capacity.
The 5.3 litre engine in a 2017 Chevrolet holds 8 quarts of oil with the
Jesus
filter.
Christ. 8 quarts of oil. God dang, I forgot about that. Kind of ridiculous. All right, so that means we need Royal Purple, 5 quarts. Okay. So we need 2 of them. God, that's just ridiculous. Okay, I only put Royal Purple in these things too. Like I love Royal Purple. So freaking expensive though. I'm gonna grab the oil filter before I forget. And an oil filter. All right, so I've been told to bring the engine. So I agree. Another Eric? Oh my God. Jesus. Another Eric. But no, I agree. These are really good to work on. All right, so let's bring the piece of shit Ford back in here and get this thing hooked up. So I got a filter, oil. I don't really think there's anything else we need. And the only thing I can think of that I didn't grab is the exhaust manifold gasket that goes from the, like the donut gasket that goes from the pipe to the pipe on the truck. I don't know if that's reusable on this or not. I don't know. So we could deal with that later. I'm not the guy putting it in, so I'm definitely not going to be the guy bitching about little shit like that, because that is the most annoying thing ever, is when you're trying to do something like this and somebody's like, do you have this? It's like, just shut up, dude. Like, let me do my shit. But if we need to go get something like that, we'll go get it. I gotta get my door opener in. Stay. You son of a bitch. I don't know if I got this in me, guys. I'm hurting bad. This is fucking ridiculous. This door needs, the springs need tightened. It just really hurts right now because of that freaking airbag to do anything over my head. That stupid ass thing hit me in the shoulder so freaking hard. All right, let's get this miserable Forsaken thing in here. Dean knows exactly what I'm talking about too. He hates these things just as much as I do. Possibly more. Possibly more. The backup camera is all dirty, so I can't see a goddamn thing. I don't want to run them totes over. Oh, I just ran into it. You guys probably saw that coming. I can't see out the backup camera, and my eyes are not adjusted to the light. Like, I'm blinded. I think we're in line with it right about there. Good enough. Can I move it over? Trying to not knock it off of them jack stands, because that's what's keeping it from tipping over backwards. What do we? Oh, the freaking wheel. The jack stand is. Okay. Oil. My roll of wrenches here. All right, let me pull this pig out of here. I'm gonna run over this bottle. Hold on. God, the amount of salt on this thing is terrible. I'll just pull up in front of the building. I don't have enough room to cut it. I was hoping I had enough room there, but I don't. Try to not block my door here. Or somebody else's door, I mean. Rather block mine than theirs. All right, let me check this pig over one more time. Before we commit to it. Oh, I gotta hang on. I gotta redo that. It's pulling up on it too much. It's gonna tip. The thing's gonna want to be I'm afraid it's gonna tip over. It's not the proper trailer for this, that's for sure. Just don't have any tie downs on the stupid thing. Like for a little lawnmower trailer, you'd think it'd be full of tie downs. It doesn't help that the straps are messed up here, binding up. It's the way this is pulling, it's trying to pull the top of the pallet up. We need to pull a little bit more flat, if that makes sense. So it's pulling like level with it versus trying to pull up on it. I should have known better. Got the world's shittiest strap here, guys. Just give me a minute. Just really sick of everything being a struggle out here today. Seizing up on me. Oh, it's locked up. That's one's due for replacement, that's for sure. It's probably all the road grime and road salt and shit. And where to hook to? God, no, of course not. Make that work, though. All right, found something to hook to over here. It'll work. There we go, that's better. Much more happy with that. Much more happy with that. Well, I gotta put some wish-wash fluid in this car, it's out. But we'll probably start wrapping this up. Mic might disconnect out here. Hang on. God damn it. I wish the freaking property owners would come out here and get rid of this ice like they're supposed to. Or whoever they contract with would be great. God dang, that water's hot. I turned the water heater up a little bit too much, I'd say. All right, guys, I'm gonna fix to get out of here because I gotta get down the road with this thing. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. And we will be back. Tomorrow at some point. Maybe tonight, because I need to come back here and get more shit done. Because that thing needs an oil change. My other truck needs an oil change. I don't know. I might actually come back here twice. Once with the other two cars. So I will see you guys later.